EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said the Trump administration had insisted that there would be consequences should Russia fail to agree a ceasefire. According to Associated Press, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte said he didn't want to comment on the phone call between the presidents of Russia and the USA, but he praised US President Donald Trump, saying he had started also to open lines of communication with the Russian president. But he warned it was no alwaye possible in real life to get speedy results. So again, I think what the Americans are doing is very important. It's crucial that they consult with the Europeans, with Ukraine, and we have to take this step by step, and let's see what happens this week and next week, Rutte said. Rutte said he was really glad that Trump had taken on a leadership role. He basically broke the deadlock from day one when he entered into office in January, and I really want to commend him for that, Rutte said.
Well, we all agreed and said, and we also heard statements from United States that, if they don't agree to unconditional ceasefire, like Ukraine has agreed over 60 days ago, there will be strong action. And that is what we want to see from all the parties who have said that they will act in accordance. Of course, on the European side, we have the statements of 27 that if Russia doesn't agree, then we will put more pressure, so we will continue with that. We heard from I think it was last week, when America said that, if Russia doesn't agree on, full and unconditional ceasefire, then there are going to be, consequences. So we want to see those consequences also from the U.S. side. We really haven't seen, the pressure on Russia from these talks.
So, good morning. Let me first of all say that I'm really glad that President Trump takes this leadership role. He basically broke the deadlock from day one when he entered into office in January. And I really want to commend him for that. And I do not want to give a running commentary on every development every day. But clearly the American administration is very much involved, closely coordinating with European colleagues. And of course Ukraine, and I think that is very positive. Well, clearly, till January, there were no discussions with the Russians. I think the positive thing is that President Trump has started also to open lines of communication with the Russian president. Of course, you hope for results as soon as possible, but that is not always possible in real life, because this is a complex conflict. So again, I think what the Americans are doing is very important. It's crucial that they consult with the Europeans, with Ukraine, and we have to take this step by step. Let's see what happens this week and next week.
For major arms transfer from European states to Ukraine have been announced. Belgium will provide Ukraine with a military aid package worth €1 billion. The package will include various types of military equipment, THAD informs. According to the report, the majority of the aid, €645 million, comes from Belgian sources. Producing through our own industry means that a significant portion of the funds returns to the Belgian economy and supports employment in the country's defense sector, said Franken. According to the report, the new aid package will include the rapid delivery of around 100 armored ambulances and Unimog transport vehicles. Belgium will also provide Ukraine with 5 unmanned surface vessels, as well as other drones, helmets, medical equipment, portable drone detection systems, night vision goggles, and protective gear against chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats. The package will also include over 16,000 weapons and artillery units, along with 20 upgraded Cerber air defense systems and a Leopard battle tank equipped with a modernized turret for testing purposes. In addition, Belgium will invest in training Ukrainian technicians to service F-16 fighter jets as part of the international coalition, in cooperation with the Belgian defense industry. The country also supports the launch of production facilities for 70mm rockets in Ukraine, in collaboration with local companies. Software support is also being provided. French President Emmanuel Macron has confirmed, according to sources, that all Caesar self-propelled howitzers produced in France throughout 2025 will be delivered to Ukraine, a move signaling robust Western support for Kiev amid its ongoing defense against Russian forces. According to sources, this commitment translates to 12 howitzers per month, totaling 144 units for the year, as France ramps up production to meet Ukraine's pressing need for advanced artillery. The announcement, reported on platforms like X, underscores France's strategic pivot to prioritize Ukraine's military requirements, potentially at the expense of other international clients. This decision comes as Ukraine intensifies its reliance on mobile, precise artillery to counter Russian advances, while France navigates complex geopolitical and industrial challenges. Since Russia's invasion in February 2022, France has steadily increased its deliveries of Caesars to Ukraine, with a total of 67 units supplied by October 2024, according to reports from Politico. The latest pledge marks a significant escalation, reflecting both France's industrial capacity and its geopolitical alignment with NATO allies supporting Kiev. Italy has prepared a new package of military aid for Ukraine. Likely, the Italian version of tracked armored personnel carriers of the M113 type, VCC-2 Camellino, will be transferred, according to Il Messaggero. In addition, another SAMP/T air defense system as well as additional equipment is claimed to be delivered. Il Messaggero writes that Italy may also help Ukraine with a satellite surveillance system, which will assist in planning operations. However, no details about this item are reported. According to open sources, up to 1,200 M113 APCs could have been modernized for the Italian army to the VCC-2 Camellino version. At the same time, these APCs have not been in service with the Italian military for some time. It is known that the last 10 vehicles were decommissioned 4 years ago. Australian authorities have begun loading the first of the 49 decommissioned Ukraine-bound Abrams tanks onto a cargo ship despite continued private objections from US officials, Australian Broadcasting Corporation reported. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese confirmed the upcoming delivery of the tanks when meeting President Volodymyr Zelenski in Rome on May 18. The exact date of their arrival is withheld for security reasons, Australian Broadcasting Corporation reported. The Australian broadcaster reported back in April that the shipments of the retired tanks, which are meant to bolster Ukrainian forces as they resist Russian aggression, are delayed in part due to resistance from Washington. These objections have not fully subsided, with at least one US official questioning their usefulness on the Ukrainian battlefields, according to ABC. An undisclosed Australian defence official told the broadcaster that Canberra is uncertain whether Kiev is even interested in the vehicles, as their weak roof makes them vulnerable to drones.